Good morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. This is Frank with Easy Financial Group. I'm going to be your host. And today we have a guest speaker, Dion Garnett, and he is a franchise expert. And he's going to be talking to us today about franchises, franchising, and the ins and outs of that. Dion, can you hear me okay?
I can, yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, without any further ado, Dion, go ahead and take it away. I don't know, let me let you share your screen. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
And
I thought Richard was gonna go through it and then I'll just jump in. That's how we've been tag teaming it lately.
okay, well, I was on vacation, so you
All
did
right.
whatever you guys were doing. Let's do it. Let's continue it.
Yeah, we have us a nice little system, don't we, Richard?
Richard ran away.
He's just on mute.
Unmute yourself, Richard.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
That mute button it just has a mind of its own sometimes.
No, I muted you when you were calling, Dion.
No,
Okay.
and then I turned it back on, and then I turned it off and back on again. But anyway, that's a long story, long pointless story. Anyway, we're going to be talking about marketing for the franchise broker agent. Uh, and you can see there's a lot of research to be done there. There's a lot of books you guys are going to have to read. Kidding. But in any event, we appreciate this is a program that Dion put together for us to review, and I think we're going to find it very interesting. Course overview. First of all, marketing strategies for franchise opportunities. What kind of skills you're going to need for lead generation, networking, and personal branding, and of course, lead management, how to manage the leads you have. We're going to start with the Sales Navigator, which is uh, a package offered by LinkedIn. Let me see, Dion, if I can't kind of enlarge this a little just to give these guys an idea of what it looks like.
I think on the other slides, there's other pictures of them,
Oh,
of it.
all right. Well, we won't worry about that then. Let me.
Now keep going on the size you're on. It's good. Good. Keep going.
Okay. In any event, Dion, any elaboration on what we want to cover today?
No, the other slides are gonna kind of go into it.
All right. Now, generating leads through social media using placed pitches. You're looking for a proven business model. Franchises offer a ready-made path to profitability and growth. And let's explore the possibilities together. Contact us for a professional consultation, and we'd be happy to help you. Investing in a franchise means joining a supportive network of like-minded entrepreneurs. Discover the power of collaboration in franchise business. Let's discuss on a call.
So those are actual pictures. So
Yeah.
those are not instructions, those are pictures. So like literally if you were to be using something like LinkedIn or you're using social media, something, any type of social media. It could be even I like using Alignable also. There's so many of them. You literally can Google um different types of business. I would call this like business social media because it works exactly the same like Facebook and stuff like that, where you connect with people. They all seem to work the same. You connect with people, and then you're able to throw your pictures out there. You're able to advertise. You're able to brand yourself. So those pictures to the side there, those are examples of pictures that I actually use. So once I connect to people on LinkedIn or Alignable or Facebook or anything like that, those are two examples of pictures that I will put out there once we connect. And if you would want to read that again, Richard, those are two actual pictures. So now everyone has the frame of mind that these are pictures. This is what, as I connect with someone, this is what I'm instead of saying, "Hey, hi, I'm Dion," these are some of the things that I picture.
Well, and let's look at these because the first one, looking for a proven business model. Franchises offer a ready-made path to profitability and growth. Let's explore the possibilities together. Contact us for professional consultation, and we'll be happy to help you. So, in other words, what you're saying is that that paragraph is something you would copy and paste right there into the message that you're going to send the potential leads.
That is correct.
And next one, investing in a franchise means joining a supportive network of like-minded entrepreneurs. Discover the power of collaboration in franchise business. Let's discuss on a call. The thing I like about both of these pitches is that it's not like, some carnival barker trying to, grab you and get you to, come in and start throwing darts at these balloons on the wall or something. It's not invasive. It's interesting. It gives you the sense that what the heck is this guy talking about? And it's not really a hard sale. It's just good information and raising the term franchise immediately in the first or second sentence and getting them to focus on something that they're probably not thinking about already. Generate leads on social media using well-paced pitches. This again, very similar, but in terms of pitches, this first one, why start from scratch when you can invest in a successful franchise? Let's talk about how to turn your investment into a thriving business. These are a little shorter and more to the point, but if you look at them, I think most anybody who would have an interest would immediately respond to this. Did you know that franchises often have higher success rates than independent startups? Let's discuss the advantages of franchise investing. Franchise businesses offer a range of options to suit different interest and investment levels. Let's find the perfect fit for your entrepreneurial journey.
So as you can see, I've placed here exactly what I say. So there is no, um, us telling you that, hey, just throw out a good pitch out there or just create something. I'm telling you exactly what I say. And these are the things I say over and over. I don't say a whole lot of new stuff because to all these new contacts, this is new to them. They've never heard me say this before. So it's the same ones. I'll do 4 or 5 different variations because usually after the third one, people respond. Yeah, typically, usually after the third one, someone will respond. So if they don't respond to the first one, a week later or a couple of days later, I do the second one. If they don't respond to the second one, a week later or so, a couple of days later, I'll do the third one. And usually by the second or third, they respond. Sometimes even on the first.
It's amazing. Can I ask you briefly? I am not a big LinkedIn member. I had a good friend of mine who certainly was and got me involved in LinkedIn back in the late '80s or early '90s, I guess, when it was brand new, so to speak. Uh, but I had never really had that much of an interest in it myself. However, it's clear to me, based on all the invitations and all the people I know who are in LinkedIn, that it is a very powerful, probably the most powerful uh,
Hey.
business social media. I think is a good way to represent it. It really is business social media, and just about everybody is connected. Everybody that you want to talk to uh, is Sales Navigator.
What day do you guys come back? Friday morning or Thursday night?
Frank, can you
Oh
mute
man,
everybody? Oh,
Amazing.
sorry. In any event, is Sales Navigator a part of the package, or is it like an add-in that you have, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's an add-on. So Sales Navigator essentially allows you to connect with more people because if you do the freebie version, they limit you to how many people you could connect with daily, weekly, monthly, that sort of thing. So Sales Navigator allows you to do a whole lot more people. And then it gives you an entire different set of tools that you can use, which if you're I don't necessarily recommend it, just starting out. I mean, you could do it just starting out, but if you're going to do onesie, twosie connections, then you don't really need it. But if you're going to kind of hit it hard and you're going to be trying to reach out to people every day, stuff like that, then it's a pretty good tool, and it's not that expensive. I think it's can't remember what is the monthly cost of it. But once you go on to LinkedIn, you can look at their different pricings for upgrades and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's turned out to be a pretty good tool for me.
But these pitches would actually work whether you go the freebie route or the more involved with Sales Navigator.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That,
Because the
yeah.
pictures are it's just a part of your conversation. So instead of saying like, "Hey, hi, my name's Richard. Please talk to me." You're putting your pictures out there, and the thing is, you're talking to people that are already either business minded in business, or they're executives, or they're looking for work, or they're working, looking for more work. Because pretty much every most companies makes their employees, like if you're at an executive level, you have to have a LinkedIn profile. So yeah, you could even do searches on there for a specific type of, like if you want only real estate investors, you could narrow it down to real estate investors. If you want IT professionals, you could narrow it down to IT professionals. And the thing is they have their profiles there, so you could research them before message them, stuff like that. I don't really do that. I did that at first because I thought targeting would have been, the greatest thing in the world, but I don't have time to do all that. So now it's basically, I just get probably about 30, 40, 50 people a week to start messaging. I try not to do too many people because then it's too many folks to respond to as they're responding to you. And you want to be kind of Johnny on the spot. You don't want them to sit there too long after they respond to you.
Hmm. Well, it sounds like a great way to go, particularly to somebody who hasn't had a lot of time in LinkedIn, but I've been aware of it and I've seen it, and I've come to recognize the value that program has. But this would be a great way to really generate and build a universe of qualified leads.
Yep, it's
It's
a
a
good it's a
target-rich
good thing.
environment.
Good thing to put in your toolbox.
Yeah.
Good tool to have in there. Because I have it working in the background while I'm doing other things. I don't. This isn't my reliance, sole reliance. Isn't on this particular thing. It's just one of several things that I keep going to just keep the flow of to keep that pipeline moving, so to speak, so that there's always people to talk to, pitch to, and as we progress through this, you'll see how it develops.
Mhm. All right. Using LinkedIn to connect with candidates. Connect with as many prospects as you can on LinkedIn. Make quick pitches to generate a conversation and turn a no thank you into a conversation.
Yep. So what that means is, like I said, usually after that third pitch, people either say, "Actually, yes, I'm interested. I've been looking. Stuff like that," and they'll start talking to you. That's great, wonderful. If they're looking, that is Fantastic. In fact, sometimes people will actually have a franchise in mind already. So that's like a home run out the park, you know. Um, but in most cases, you're going to get, well, yeah, I am interested. What can you tell me? You know, stuff like that. Or just getting a response period is fantastic and wonderful. Now you will get some no thank yous and some I've never had anything nasty or rude. I think the worst I've ever gotten was no thank you. I'm not in the market for that right now or this or that or whatever. Well, guess what? They're communicating with you. They're communicating. That's a good thing. So I respond to all no thank yous. I respond, and I think it may be on the next slide how I respond.
And HubSpot.
Actually, maybe I don't have how I respond on there. So this is basically how I respond. I'll say something like if someone says no thank you or whatever, I'll say something like say the lead is Steve. I'll say, hello Steve, thanks for responding. Please feel free to use me as a resource in the future for requesting information about any franchise brand out there. I have all the facts and figures at my fingertips as a consultant. The information is free and easy to send. You can request such things as the franchise fees, total cost, revenue, and income information, and even other trivial information. Even if you're just curious about an industry or specific brand, I'm here when you need me. Take care and have an excellent week or weekend. And that's it. I respond that way, and sometimes they are so like, wow, thank you. Appreciate that. That's exactly what I'll do if I want to know anything in the future, if there's any research I want to do, I'll ping you or whatever. And I've had actual people that said, actually, come to think about it, can you tell me about this or can you tell me about that? And then next thing you know, we're talking every week. Several months later, they're a buyer, you know. So just responding positively, and that's my canned response. I just copy and paste that. I have that little blurb there copied somewhere, and I just copy paste it, you know. And sometimes I have a whole list of people just to go down, copy paste, next, copy paste, next, and then next thing I know, week or so or that same day, I'm getting responses from my no thank you responses, you know. So um no is not necessarily the end, you know. So there's always a response.
Well, I got to say, I don't think, in a universe of professional business people, I don't see how anything you're saying, either your initial pitch or how you follow up with, would be offensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of you know, it's like, hey, now we're talking, we're having a conversation. Hey, great. So I'm never actually pushing a sell thing in their face. That's why they respond. They're never like feeling oh, this guy's just trying to sell me something. You know, I'm telling them, hey, I'll provide you with info. You know, if ever that's something even in your regular life, if you're like, man, I wonder how much do Chick-fil-A people make, that's something that they can just kind of ping me. They usually give me their email, phone number. Sometimes we'll jump on a Zoom and we'll just kind of shoot the breeze about what's in their area or what's the money makers right now? What's the trending franchises right now? And you'll see them just kind of sit back and they'll say, you know something? I've always wondered about that. And I've been seeing those pop up all over. Is there a franchise that could actually not compete with that, but support that type of business? And I'll say, oh, sure, there's a supply franchise that is actually connected with this one. So if you open up this type of franchise in that area, literally they would use yours to supply themselves because that's how they work. They're under the same umbrella. And there's an umbrella brand called Neighborly. They used to be named the D-Wire Group. They're actually right out here in Texas. They're in the Waco area, but they have a headquarter up in Irving, and they have 28 different franchises under their umbrella, and it's all home services based. And there is one particular franchise. If you find that franchise in your area, which is a property management franchise. Uh, if you find that property management franchise in your area, all you have to do is open up one of the something like a handyman service or something like that, which there are several franchises for that. And guess what? You won't have to look for any other business to support because they will be the ones sending you all of their trouble tickets. So
Huh.
there's certain things you get, and you talk to people about this sort of thing, they're like, "Oh my goodness, that's true," you know. So there's certain things, or if you open up an electrical franchise, or you open up a maintenance franchise, carpet cleaning, whatever, they will always support a property management franchise.
Huh. Interesting. Uh, as far as HubSpot's concerned, record all of your leads in HubSpot. What is HubSpot? Is that just
Just
like
a
a
CRM. Just a
CRM? Okay.
CRM. Yeah. So something that it's free to use. And it's just the CRM. So that's the one that I use. So usually whenever I onboard some sort of agent or something like that, I say jump on HubSpot so that we could share the information and it'll be easy to move leads back and forth.
Huh. We will add you to our HubSpot accounts in order to manage leads. And the CRM is an important part of the lead management. Take plenty of notes and record every interaction you have with the candidates. And it looks like you can see that here. Let's see if I can't increase the size here and move this over.
So that's actually a screenshot of what it looks like, and it's basic CRM has all the information. You're able to record all your activities, stuff like that, able to take notes. And let me tell you, if you want to be successful, pretty much in any business, but especially this one, notes is key. I always consider it like being a doctor with a bunch of nurses and practitioners and um, you know, MAs and stuff like that is you gotta take copious notes because you could be working with someone, you know, a year from now, remembering certain things that they say and remembering situations they were in. Because usually someone will not buy today because they're going through something, whether they're still working, they're in several other businesses, whatever it is, if you could remember your conversations with them, which you record them, you could remember them and you speak to them right where you were at a year ago or whatever, and they see that they feel like, wow, you really cared about our conversation enough to remember all this stuff, and you pick up right where you left off at.
Yeah.
You just do not realize how powerful that is to know what you're talking about. And the thing is, with shared CRM, everybody put their notes in there. You literally can just read through stuff and know exactly what the last person did, what happened here. You don't miss any little detail, and those things sometimes help to transition you from just transition a lead into a candidate and from candidate to a buyer, to a franchisee. So taking copious notes is very important.
Well, it's very instructive because every time I go in for an annual checkup, I'm always amazed that the doctor knows exactly what we talked about the year before and can refer back to that. Frank, if you'll take yourself off a mute, you got a question.
All right. Yes, I did have a question on HubSpot. I heard you say that HubSpot was free. Is that correct, Dion?
Well, if I add you, right? So you'll see on there, it'll say we will add you to our HubSpot account. So it's free to you, you know, because I already pay for it.
Okay, because I was really excited about that because we have been looking for a uh, a CRM now for several years. We've tested out a bunch of them. I knew about HubSpot, but I never actually used it. Um, and if you're saying the agents are free, the company pays one fee and then the agents get to use it. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Wow, good news. Good news. Wow. All right. And I'm loving what I'm hearing. So
Yeah,
don't let.
so this is comprehensive, basically comprehensive uh marketing slash advertising, because I'm going to get into some other things too, but this is pretty comprehensive as to this part of it, like digital lead gen. So there is no like rock that we're not going to uncover here, because it's not just telling you to do it. I'm telling you exactly how I do it here. So everyone should go away with a very good idea as to how you would generate leads if you want to do it digitally. Because eventually, I'm going to go into the organic stuff too, like actually meeting people, going out there, becoming a part of your community. But this is the digital part. This is for the folks that love to hide behind the computer. And I do that sometimes myself.
I noticed there are buttons there for email and call, so you could actually make calls from the software and do an email directly from here.
Yes, yes. So, um, HubSpot is kind of like, oh my goodness, these guys, they basically figured out CRM and how to do everything from one spot, because what they do is they allow you, just like Google allows you to do plugins and stuff like that, so you can pretty much make anything work with Google. It's the same thing with HubSpot. It pretty much integrates with anything that you're using. If you're using some different platform or whatever, it will integrate directly with that platform so that you're not having to do things twice. It'll update things for you. It's pretty intuitive. So if you have a phone system that you're already using, or even your cell phone, whatever, you put it in, you add it into HubSpot, and you can email from it, because it'll email from your email. But the thing is, it'll keep track of it. It'll keep track of when people open it, when people read it, all that stuff. And then it also allows you to make your calls directly from there. If you need to record, you could text also. I do texting, all that stuff. If you're going to record something, you can literally record your calls. Um, you know, pretty intuitive.
Wow. Sounds good. Anybody else have any questions before we go on? Nope. All right.
Yeah, so this is basically just referring. So this is something that Easy Financial will figure out between yourself and the agents, right? They will somehow bring their candidates over, or their leads over, to Easy Financial, and then this is how Easy Financial would basically uh bring a lead over into our system. So this is more so for Easy Financial than it would be for every agent, but this is the process. So pretty transparent, all everyone gets to see how the cookie is made, right? So um when someone actually starts responding, you're having conversations. Remember, you don't have to be an expert at franchises. You just want a conversation. Because keep in mind, the people you're talking to are not experts neither. That's why they're talking to you. So you're just having a conversation. And you just want to make appointments. Pretty much you're just being friendly and making appointments, with the knowledge of franchising and financing. Because 99.9% of the time, these people are going to need some sort of financing. So they're in the right place with Easy Financial. But you can use something like Calendly to make appointments. I find that that works pretty good because people could book right on your calendar. You could put it right in the body of your email, in your signature block. You could have a Calendly link. That's pretty cheap to have, so people could book easily. That's how I take appointments. People book right on my calendar. Um, you could email basic information about the candidate, which is just their name, number, email, address, and the conversation that you have with them. Right. Now, Zircle is just an internal tool that we use. That's the analysis software that we use. So we have a link to that also. Usually, if someone is just they're just ready to go. They're busting at the seams. And you know that it's going to take a minute for you to get them over to Easy Financial and Easy Financial over to us. You could have them go straight to a link that we would give you for Zoracle, which is the assessment, to give them something to do, you know, because sometimes people don't want to wait 2, 3 days, 2, 3 hours. They're like, "Hey, I want information now." Well, you tell them, "Hey, take this quick assessment. We'll start pumping you full of information if you're that ready to go." That assessment takes them about 15 minutes to get done. And in that assessment, believe it or not, we use that to help pick out the franchises that would fit them best. And they enjoy reading them too, because they start finding out things about themselves that they had an inkling about, but now they know for sure. You're this type of person, and this type of business would work for you. And follow up is key, following up with people, I would say half of the time, that's how people lose leads is lack of follow up. With these type of people, remember, this is not essential. Like buying a business is not necessarily essential. So it's not like a cancer patient buying cancer drugs. You have to kind of stay on top of them, follow up with them, or else, they'll wander off into the next shiny object that they see. And then maintain the relationship, you know. Just check in with them. If they're not instantly discussing franchises with you or the thought of franchises, just keep in touch with them. See how they're doing. Believe it or not, people actually like to tell you how they're doing, and if you want to test that, just say, "Hey, how are you?" Oh boy, people will download on you, So, giving people a chance to, talk, relate, to just kind of fellowship, for lack of better words. People like to talk. So just be that friend to them, and eventually they will start talking business with you. Um, so that's kind of about it on just, once you make contact with someone. And like I said, I'm pretty sure Easy Financial has their method of bringing in a client, but this is how I do it.
Yeah, makes terrific sense. Sounds like that Zoracle is quite that survey, uh, or however we refer to it, is a real critical part that really helps the candidate to zero in on what they really want.
And believe it or not, franchisors ask for it. That's one of the first
Really?
things they ask us for is they say, "Hey, do you have a Zoracle assessment?" So if we don't do it, they usually will do it themselves. They'll get one from that client because um, it really tells them, like I said before, when a when you're looking for a franchise as an individual that's shopping for business, it's not one-sided. That franchisor is looking for a certain type a franchisee also. So just because you have the money to buy doesn't mean that you're going to be awarded a territory. They actually, it's almost like an interview, a two-way interview. You're seeing if this is what you want to do, and they're seeing if you're the right fit for them because
Yeah.
you're coming into a community, you're coming into an organization that existed way before you did, decided to come in, and they don't want you to disrupt their ecosystem.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure you're not going to be like Frank is not going to come in and say, "Hey, I want to get into this financial franchise, but I want to change it into easy financial instead of being ABC financial." So that's kind of how they assess a good candidate or not.
Yeah. Exactly. Good points. Pipeline management. We all want to do our pipelines. The key, of course, is timely responses. I mean, you've got to stay after it. You've got to be responsive. You got to know what's going on and making sure that everybody associated with it is up to date. No matter how a lead responds to you, remember to be kind and professional. And that's so important. I think anybody who successful in business has learned that sometimes by the college of hard knocks, but you 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 don't score points uh, if you're the one who's always right. You've got to work with the person and realize that there's a give and take. And anytime you walk away from it as if you've won the battle, you've probably lost the war. Follow up, follow up, follow up. You have to sell yourself before you ever sell your services. How many times have we heard that? Even when we were going over Zig Ziglar's suggestions for easy financial, for lead generation. That was exactly one of the key points that he was telling us. You have to sell yourself before you ever sell your services.
If they like you, they'll automatically be more open to whatever it is that you're offering. It's kind of nice. One of my go to frames of thinking is if I could get someone to a yes before I ever make an offer, I've won, right? Like if they're let's use an example. If you, Richard, Frank, Casey, Bruce, Jim, anybody here, if anyone, myself included, were to say to someone, hey, pay me $10,000 and and I'll teach you about electric cars. Give me $10,000 and I'll teach you about electric cars. They probably would laugh at us and walk away, right? But if Elon Musk were to contact them and say, "Hey, this is Elon Musk. Meet with me, pay $10,000. You meet with me. I'll teach you all about electric cars, get you into business, blah, 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 blah." Guess what? That's a yes before they even hear the full pitch, right? It's because Elon Musk is the one contacting them. So you can get to a yes before you ever make your offer to them if you have credibility and they like you already. So we're not Elon Musk, but we sell certain businesses. We provide certain services. So just getting people to buy into you, it'll get you to a yes on whatever it is you're offering them pretty quick.
Such a key point.
All right, so this is just getting into, getting started, So pretty sure that I'm seeing the same faces week after week, so I'm pretty sure these are the folks that is going to be getting started with all of us. So the thing is, there is more to this though. So this is the digital side. So I use LinkedIn. Sales Navigator, all that stuff as the example. But you could do the same thing with Facebook. Some people are Facebook professionals. I see some things where I'm like, man, how did you do that? But there's some people really good on Facebook. Some people are really good with TikTok, with Instagram. I mean, there's so many of them things right now. Um, and all of those places are where people are at. So you can use the same concept with each of those. I use also alignable. I didn't have it in this presentation, because alignable, even though it's digital and it works exactly the same, alignable is more so for people that want local connections. So I go to local events. In fact, my alignable group here in Texas is they're called the North Texas Alignable Group or something like that. It's almost 8,000 members right now. And just think about that. It's a free membership, and it's all businesses, kind of like LinkedIn. We're all connected. We're connected with each other, and we're going to the same events. Every time I go to an event, it's 40, 50, 60, 100 business owners. And what do? We exchange cards, we sit down, we talk. The event is not really where I'm trying to close on a relationship. The event is just to make sure that there's a face and a voice to a name and to a card. And what I do is after those events, like I think we had one last Tuesday. It was about 50 people. And what's nice about Alignable is it allows you to, whatever the event is, everyone that showed up to that event, it shows up on your alignable, and it just says it allows you to connect, 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 connect. You can connect all the way down the line. I don't just hit connect though, like some people. Um, when I connect, I put in who I was so that they can remember, even though there's a picture of me. They remember that we spoke real quick, we exchanged cards, and I always ask them, hey, let's do coffee or lunch. All right, because that meeting face to face is that's when it's no longer just a pitch now to a potential um, referral source. It's I know you, and you start formulating your network that way. And sometimes they have a candidate for you or a referral for you right away. I cannot tell you how many meetings I've gone to, and we just start talking. They're telling me about what they do. We start talking about what I do, and they're like, you know something? I have someone that's probably interested in something like that. Do you mind if I introduce you right now? And guess what? That warm intro usually means a closed deal. We're getting something done. So that's one of the things that I do, which I think is even way more powerful than, something like LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, all that stuff. I use that just to continually always have someone that I'm talking to online, but alignable, can't beat that because you're actually meeting people face to face.
That's good information. Terrific information. Super.
And it's free. It's
Yeah.
free. You get onto your local alignable, you get into a group. So my advice is yes, you sign up to alignable, but don't just be a one-off, right? Get into a group in your area. You want a group that's thriving, they're doing things, they're meeting up every month. And you just kind of put in what it is that you do, and they're wanting to grow, they'll accept you in their group. You get in their group, some of these people, like, let's see, last week there were about 10 people that I met that I've never met before. One of them actually is like a big time, I don't know if you've ever gone to, man, what is that place? Whataburger, yeah, what's a burger? They have this spicy ketchup. Well, the manufacturer of the spicy ketchup, they were there. So, and we just connected. I think we're actually going to be doing lunch sometime in the near future. You have builders, you have bankers, There's a trial attorney that I'm supposed to be doing lunch with, I think next week, Friday or something like that. And then some of the people that, you see their commercials and stuff like that, they're in these groups. So, getting connected with them, I have a lady, she does an exclusive, she owns an exclusive publication for high-end club, like these club places that are connected to clubs. So basically you live in the community, and the little community that they're in, they have the club that they're also a part of. Well, she does the publication for that club. So we just spoke yesterday, and I'm going to get into the publication, because guess what? Those are all the high net worth people, so it's kind of like this business is kind of like shooting a fish in a barrel, you know. Um, Pretty much everyone wants to make more money. So, or the people with money already want to invest in something that's going to make more money. So it's a pretty easy sell. You just have to be in the right places, and people have
Terrific.
to know what you do.
Well, and I've always, at my age, I kind of keep a 10-foot pole between me and most social media. But the truth is that there are networking opportunities in business that you just cannot ignore. And LinkedIn is one that, I've kind of been warming up to anyway. I don't think any of us need to be, an expert in everything that comes along. There are going to be some of our affiliates who are really comfortable with YouTube, others that might be focused on Instagram, others that might be perfectly comfortable and familiar with LinkedIn or whatever. I mean, they're going to have different avenues that they're going to kind of favor, and that's okay.
That's
So
right.
long as they really use it and get to where they want to be. And it's all part of kind of building their own individual brands. I
That's
mean, they've
correct.
got
Yep.
easy financial, but every one of them, every one of us needs to be our own little business operation, making sure that what we want to be doing, we're building and growing for the greater good.
So the next marketing strategy that we're going to do for the next time that we meet like this, that one will be for the non-digital warriors, for the people that uh, do not want to set up all this digital marketing type stuff, and they're just face-to-face type people, right? They're like, hey, I'm about building networks, building teams, this and that, organic building. The next one is for you. And it's going to be just like this, where it's not just me saying, hey, go do it, right? I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it, give you the blueprint. And this one is for you to be face to face with people. Go out there, build your network. Very organic, very powerful, and you can't fail. You can't fail with it, because it's one of them things where once you build it, and it doesn't take long. I mean, you could build it within 30 days. You will get a constant stream of business. So that's the next one.
Super. Frank, you got your hand up and you're on mute.
I
All
think
right.
Frank is just
So
giving us a high five.
no, 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 no. I wanted to ask one question before we leave. And you guys did a fabulous job. And I knew I could go on vacation and come back, and the house would not be burnt down. So you did a great job. And but I want to say one thing is you're talking about selling the franchise, and that's fabulous. And you did mention Easy Financial can come forward with the financing for the franchises. Could either one of you elaborate on the role that Easy Financial plays in the grand scheme of everything?
Love the word scheme. So now think of this as going to a car dealership, right? um, yeah, you could do advertising such as, hey, get 2%, on all financing when you buy from such and such Chevy, right? But usually it's the car that they want to buy. The when they sit down, it's like, hey, you want to buy this car? Okay, great. Let me show you how we could get you into this car today. Financing is automatic. You're automatically going to talk about that because that's how they're going to buy that thing. So usually they don't look for financing to buy the thing. They want the thing first. So easy financial, that just goes without saying. It's like once they're in the house, they're going to have to finance the house. So it's a part of everything. This is how we finance this business that you're going to buy. We have a suite of financing options here, and you go through the option. Boom, 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 boom. Easy financial. It's in the name. It's easy. So I believe that they go hand in glove. You can't do one without the other.
I would say too, while you were on vacation and we were burning down the house, part of the presentation we had while you were gone had to do with the fact that uh, the consultative nature of sitting down with a prospective franchise applicant or owner uh, with all the different experts in the room, the financial consultant, for example, the accountant, the attorney, all those specialists that are brought to the table. None of those guys are going to suggest to that prospect that he buy his franchise and build his business with all cash. They are going to be arguing against that. The last thing he needs to do is write a check for everything. He's got to do part of the program with other people's money. And everybody at the table is going to be reminding him of that need. If he reaches for his checkbook and says, "Well, I got a couple million here, let me put this into this," they're all going to lean forward and say, "No, stop. Use other people's money. Leverage what you got." Some of the presentations we presented had that very specific point that there's going to be a cash element certainly, but the rest of the money is going to be other people's money, and Easy Financial is at the table to be a part of that solution for you. And in terms of a menu, I mean everything from personal unsecured financing on the front end just to put money in the deal, real estate financing if it's there, business acquisition financing if it's there, uh, branch or equipment financing if it's there, inventory. I mean, the whole 9 yards. All of it can be done with OPM. And it's our job to make sure that, and it's the job of everybody at that table to tell them, put your checkbook away. You're going to need it for, the small stuff, for a fee or whatever. But for the most part, you need to stretch your power and have the financing power of other people's money to make the deal reasonable and to make it work.
Well, I want to thank both of you guys. Very professionally done. You did an absolute great job. I loved it, and I'm looking forward to the next installment. So, can we book you for next week, Dion? Next Wednesday?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. This is really exciting. And maybe on Friday we'll have a an add-on to what this is and what Richard just said, talking about the different vehicles that we have that will facilitate purchasing or the acquisition of one of the franchises. But I'm excited. I'm really excited. And boy, I love to hear that you say, Dion, you can't lose. You
Yeah, can't
like
lose.
like shooting fish in a barrel. Oh
That's
my
right.
God.
That's right.
This
Now,
is
now keep in mind, Frank, when you're, buying the franchise is one thing, but there are some franchises where you have to also get equipment. You have to, there's some where real estate's involved. So there's a lot of there's a lot of opportunity for financing.
well, see, that's what I'm seeing. You know, maybe you don't know, but we also have a leasing division where we can lease all the kitchen equipment and all the cookers and whatever else that they're going to need. We have real estate division that can buy them the land, and we have SBA that can buy them the business. We have unsecured business for the little $100,000 and below things. We have so many instruments that we can sell to help them facilitate acquiring the dreams of their life. And that's what I'll be looking for is dreamers, people that have a dream but didn't think it was possible to reach. And that's our logo. We've been making dreams come true for over 40 years. What can we do for you? I
And
will
that's
definitely
exactly
be.
that's exactly why our next training is going to be labeled Dream. So there you go. And
Thank you,
we already
thank you,
have the
thank you.
slide for it, don't we, Richard?
We do. Yes, we do. Super. Any other comments or questions? Frank,
This has
anything else?
no. I just was about to say, if you have anything else you'd like to add or add a question, just unmute yourself, shout out who you are, and go ahead and ask your question. But if no one has any questions, we're 4 minutes over the hour. I do like to respect your time. So I'm going to go ahead and say if there are no other questions, going once, going twice, God bless you guys and have a great week. This is so exciting to me. Thank you. God bless. Bye now.